can watch it. So, um, first of all, I just want to say welcome to the On Fire Empire. We are really excited. You guys are here and a part of the family, part of the team. It's been a crazy journey for us, and I see 2017 being huge, just with how we are growing, the lives that are being changed within our team. And it's just really, really exciting to watch and to be a part of. So thank you for letting us be a part of it all. I know health and fitness, that journey is a really vulnerable, really kind of private journey for so many of us. And it's a big step for you guys to, take someone else's hand and do it with us. So we're really excited that you guys are on the team, and we're just going to jump into the call. I've got Logan is going to get us started. And then Leslie is going to talk to you guys about kind of the things that those of us that are working this business and treating it like a full-time, or not full-time, but we're going all in, the things that we do every day. She's going to walk you through that process and those steps of things that you can kind of check off your list. And then I'll be closing out the call talking about a few kind of technical things as far as getting your business started, and we'll go from there. And there'll be some time at the end of the call, hopefully, if we don't go too long, that we can answer questions. But like I said, if anything comes to mind, please type in the chat, or I think there's a little thing you can raise your hand. I don't know. But anyway, we will get started. So Logan, you can take it away.
Okay. So thank you so much for hopping on tonight, everybody, and, taking the time to be here. You have no idea how much it really means to all of us. So a lot of you are brand new coaches, or maybe really new to working the business. And you're probably thinking okay, I said that I was going to try out this coaching thing. I'm going to give it a shot. So now what do I do? So that's kind of what we're going to go through tonight. But at the first and foremost, at the very root of your entire coaching experience, your number one priority is taking care of you and following through on your own personal health and fitness journey. So the first thing you do is make sure that you have your program that you're committed to. Make sure that you're drinking your shake every day. In order for us to truly and genuinely share, this opportunity and this lifestyle with other people, it's up to us to be a product of the product first. I am not a Beachbody salesman at all. That's not what I do, but I fell in love with the products and the community, and I have used them in a way to significantly transform my life. I've transformed my body physically, my mind, mentally and emotionally. I have new friends. And through all of that, I just share my journey through social media. Sharing your story, as genuine as it is to you, your story is the least icky, least salesy way to grow your business. Because I think we can all agree that nobody really joins this to be a salesperson. And if you did, you're not quite in the right field, because just selling people on health and fitness is tough, because like Haley said, it's a very vulnerable and kind of sensitive topic for people. It's a lot easier to sell other products like we all get blasted with on social media all day long from different companies. And what I love about Beachbody is that we just do it a little differently. We get to share our genuine story and transformation, the ups and the downs, the highs and the lows. We don't have to come off as being these perfect people with perfect lives who are perfectly positive and have amazing transformations all the time. where we really get to, delve a little deeper is we get to be real and authentic and raw. My brand is not Beachbody. My brand is Logan Underwood. And, you follow me and you get the good and the bad. Just my post on Sunday night showed, if any of you follow my social media, showed how, even though I've been, on this journey in coaching for 18 months, how, when you don't pay attention to little things like nutrition, not little things. I mean, nutrition is a really big part of the journey. But if you're not like super consistent with your nutrition, you can start to slide back a little bit. And I didn't like necessarily sharing a post, like not showing me in the best light, but I shared a post showing how I decided that I was going to recommit to my nutrition. And by doing that, I went back to the very beginning, my very first program with 21 Day Fix. And I showed my progress photo 13 days in. And, admitting that I slid backwards a little bit, like, yeah, it's not the greatest because nobody like necessarily loves to, delve all of, share all of their like, pitfalls on social media. But I like to show people that I am real. And just because I slid backwards a little bit for a couple months doesn't mean that I can't get my stuff together and get right back on board. And I know that that post is going to touch someone else out there who has tried quick fixes in the past, who has had results and then fell off the wagon and think that they just can't get back on. Like, that's the kind of post that's going to inspire someone like, oh gosh, okay, if she can get back on and do it and recommit, then I can do it too, So, I'm going to give you some ideas of things that I want you guys to start sharing on your social media. And the thing about social media, it's an incredible, incredible way for us to grow our businesses now, where we don't have to necessarily like hold big, convention seminars and just like meet people for coffee and like cold call people over the phone. Like, we don't have to do that anymore. Like, we just get to share us through social media and bring people along on the journey. But in order to actually gain a consistent following, you need to be consistent in posting and sharing your journey. And by doing that, I mean that I want you to be posting like 3 to 5 times a day. And I know that you're thinking like, holy crap, 3 to 5 times a day is like a lot and people are going to get annoyed with me. And no. And if they do, they don't have to follow you. That's their issue. But 3 to 5 times a day, because not everybody is going to see every single post. You want to be showing up in news feeds and you want to be relevant because you want people, to start following along. So these are some things that you can kind of, keep in mind when you're kind of like figuring out what your posts of the day are going to be. So what I like to do first thing in the morning is I like to do something motivational. There are tons of, don't get lost in Pinterest because I can like go in there to find one quote and spend an hour like looking through different things. But I love to go over to Pinterest and I'll type in something, motivational quotes or something, and I'll pick the one that kind of speaks to me today. And then what I'll do, rather than just posting that same specific post that I already took off of Pinterest, I put it on top of a photo of myself. Or like this morning, I got up and the sunrise was just starting to come up. So I walked out into my backyard and I took a photo of the sunrise and then I put a motivational quote on top of it. And that is the motivation that I shared first thing in the morning. Social media is kind of like a dark, sad place lately with all the things that people like to create drama about online. So using your page as a source of positivity and motivation, like people are going to come to you for that because they know that you're going to post something meaningful. So if you, if you are religious and there is maybe a Bible verse or something from your devotional that's really speaking to you, share that in the morning, or share something from your personal development. Personal development is such a huge integral part of this journey. you can get it through reading books or through audio. We have some really, really amazing, make sure that you read Leslie's comment over here, because she shared some good apps for putting like quotes on your images. But personal development is like, what the programs like do for us physically is what personal development does for you mentally and emotionally. And I never thought that I needed it until I started doing it. And it was like the lights were turned on again inside of me. And, little things that normally might have like hurt my feelings or, things in the past, like I'm able to just let them roll off my shoulders because I do my personal development and I have the confidence in what I'm doing as a coach. One of the first books that we recommend starting with are either The Slight Edge or The Compound Effect. They're both very similar, but they both talk about how it's the little things that we do every day consistently that add up to big things over time. And if you all are kind of committed to a workout program, that's one of the first things you do. Like you can't go and, do a T25 workout and go walk in front of the mirror and expect to have your six pack yet. Like it's one of those things that you have to do every day. And over time, it's all those little things add up over time. So The Slight Edge and The Compound Effect are both amazing to start with as new coaches. And we would be happy to help, personal development, choosing the right personal development for you based on where you're struggling is really, really important. Like you can read the feel good stuff, but if there is an area that you're struggling in, I really encourage you to get personal development that will kind of speak to that. Like me personally, I can get sidetracked on like projects that I'm working on frequently. And so a really good one for me is called Eat That Frog. And, the purpose of that personal development is to tackle the thing that you don't want to do first and then go and do the other things that are more fun. So kind of identifying what sort of personal development you need is important. Okay, so number one, something motivational you're going to post about. Number two, your fitness routine. And try not to just post like just a sweaty selfie with a caption saying like, I did my workout today. Like put some value behind it. You can either share another motivational quote with your, post workout photo. You can, I like to do a little collage of, my before and after photos with the little timestamp on them that show like how quick I get my workout done every day. Like they're only 30 minutes. They don't take very long. You can record a little piece of your workout and post a little video. Facebook loves, loves, loves video. So if you can, share some of your video, that is something that is going to get into people's news feeds even quicker. But make sure when you're posting it, like I said, that you're adding value. Share why you like working out at home. Share why you love Beachbody On Demand and all of the options that it has with it. Like for me, I shared that I'm not necessarily a person that absolutely loves working out. Like I like how I feel after I'm done, and I like how I feel about 10 minutes into it. And I'm not going to quit once I get started, but sometimes the act of actually pushing play some days is like pulling teeth. But I love how I feel after I'm done. And so like sharing something like that, I might speak to someone who, doesn't necessarily like working out, but they know that they need to do it, The third thing that you can post about, your nutrition. So one thing, we have a very, very powerful nutritional tool in our pockets that is Shakeology, and it's something important to share about. But try not to just post a photo of your shake or saying like, I'm getting ready to have my shake. Make sure that you're adding value to it. I like to share how it gives me energy to keep up with my crazy toddlers. I like to share how, my Starbucks misses my business because I'm not there every single day in the drive-through line to get my venti super high cal coffee and breakfast sandwich, because now I have my shake that gives me energy and makes me feel amazing and saves me money, because the hang up with Shakeology is always the price, because people don't necessarily see the value in it. It's up to us to share the value and why we love it. But don't feel like you have to know every single fact about Shakeology. Share why you love it. Like, I can't list off all the 70 superfoods that are in it. I tried to do that when I was a brand new coach, and I'd word vomit all over people and then they wouldn't respond back to me. But now when people ask me, like, so what's the deal with Shakeology? I tell them, oh my gosh, it's amazing. You know, I have 2 kids, and by the time I'm done making both of them breakfast in the morning and feeding the dogs, and then we got to run off to preschool, like, I never have time to make myself food. Which is why I ended up in Starbucks drive-thru all the time. So now I literally have this shake that takes 2 minutes to blend up, or heck, I can even shake it with water if I'm dashing out the door that fast. And it's amazing and it's delicious. And it makes me not crave junk food at night either. So I'm not raiding the pantry after I put the kids down to bed. Like, it's that kind of stuff that's going to speak to people rather than all of the technicalities of Shakeology. But you can also share a lot of other things not related to Shakeology, like, you know, the salad that you had for lunch. If you made a new clean recipe that your family really loved, make sure you share about that and share the recipe, because we want to be adding value to people's lives. Like, it's more about what we give out in value to other people than what we can get back from them in return, if that makes sense. It's, you know, one of my favorite books is called The Go-Giver. And that's another amazing personal development book. It's the first one I ever read. And it's just focused on giving more to other people than you expect to receive in return, because what you're going to reap in the long term is so much greater. So nutrition. The next thing that you can share about is coaching and coach life. And some of you are pretty new and think maybe like you don't know like exactly what to share about coaching. Like, maybe you don't have anybody underneath you yet or have a big team, but that's okay, because we are your team. You know, we're your family. And so, you know, at the end of this call, I'm probably going to have us all like take a little picture, and I'm going to post it tonight and be like, oh my gosh, I just got off a call with some of my, you know, greatest friends. We're all across the country. I didn't know hardly any of them before I started this journey, but now these are some of the people that like I care about most in this world. And now, you know, we had a great little powwow on how to go change lives and, you know, share something like that. But you can also share, you know, how coaching is affecting your life in other ways, whether it's, you know, the friendships, or, you know, maybe once you're actively coaching more and you're starting to make a little bit of an income, maybe coaching is helping you cover the cost of diapers for your babies, or putting gas in your car. Or, you know, for me recently, it was helping with our mortgage payment. Like, it adds up to big, big things over time. Or even that it's just that extra accountability that you need to stay committed to your workouts and your nutrition. You know, there's so many different layers that you can share about. And then the last thing that I really want you guys to really focus on, because like 20% of your posts should kind of be about Beachbody. And then the other 80% just needs to be about you and what makes you special and your life. And so I post about my family, mom life with toddlers, because we all know if you have toddlers, you know, they're crazy and they're doing crazy stuff all the time. And sometimes the posts about whatever crazy stuff my kids are doing is the stuff that gets the highest engagement. So if you have kids or if you have dogs, like Facebook loves it if you post about kids and dogs. So even if you're a dog mom, like post about your dog, because I promise you it's going to get engagement on Facebook. I love Target. So I post about Target a lot, and people know that I love Target now. And so they'll tag me in things that they see on Facebook related to Target. And so it's those kind of things that just kind of make you unique and make you stand out amongst, you know, the other people and the other network marketers out there. So through all of this, like, it does take a little while to build a following. I hope you can't hear my kids screaming. I hope that's not coming through because they're losing it out there. But the way to get a following on social media is through consistency, like I said, and through vulnerability. Being able to share your story authentically, because your story is going to be what really touches somebody's heart. When I was scrolling through Pinterest, I saw this little quote about, sharing your story. And so I just wanted to read it really quick. It's important that we share our experiences with other people. Your story will heal you, and your story will heal somebody else. When you tell your story, you free yourself and give other people permission to acknowledge their own story. And that's really powerful. Your story, has the power to unlock somebody else's prison that they're living in, that they might not even realize they're living in. And so your goal is to just be real and share your heart. And it's scary, but that is what's going to build trust with people. We can inspire people by, trying to give off this vibe that we're perfect and we do all the things, but people are going to join us when they trust us and they feel like they know us, and they'll feel like they know you when you start sharing your story and just sharing your heart. Because we don't sell stuff. Like, we have some great products, but we don't sell stuff. We share an incredible life-changing gift with people. And I really hope that you all believe that at the root of what we do. Because what's different about us is, yes, there is a money transaction, but our work starts after that's done. Our work isn't getting someone to the sale. Our work starts after the sale is made, and we are committing to this person that we are going to help them change their life. Physically, mentally, emotionally. Like, you all have been on this journey, so I know that like what I'm saying here and how these products and programs and the community have the power to change someone's life. That's what we have to give people. So don't try to be perfect, because perfect is not relatable. Like, it's like when you become a coach, you're like, okay, like, I need to make sure that I'm like posting my workout every day and that I'm showing everybody that I eat perfect every day. Like, no, if you eat a donut, or if you find yourself like in a back alley eating tater tots or something, like, tell people about that, because that's relatable. Okay. Have you guys seen that video about where the girl's in her car and she's like, eating fries, and then someone walks up to her window and she like hides them, and then she pulls out a bag of spinach and she's like, oh yeah, girl, I got my Shakeology. Like, like that's funny. But, we be real. Because what when I saw Blair's post, almost a year and a half ago, Blair's my coach. She shared a transformation photo, and I was just shocked. Like, I had followed coaches for probably at least a couple years. I had been interested in Beachbody. I was skeptical of Shakeology, but I'd been following people. I was one of those silent lurkers that was watching a few different coaches, but it was seeing Blair's post that stopped me in my tracks. And I saw myself in her. I said, she is just a regular mom like I am. She has 2 kids just like I do, and her kids are younger than mine. And I know her husband is just as busy as mine, but somehow she is able to make this work for her. And she looks amazing and she looks happy. And if she can do it, then I had the belief that I could do it too. And that's what we want people to get out of it. They want people to be able to see themselves in our story, because that's when they believe that they can do it. So just don't hold someone else's future captive in your mouth, because if Blair hadn't made that post, I don't know if I ever would have signed up with anybody. I don't know if I ever would have given it a shot. And where would I be now? Where would so many of us on this call be right now? Where would the 200 plus people in my challenge group be right now if I hadn't given it a shot and like seen myself in Blair's post? So I'm going to screen share with you guys super quick just to show you my like page if you don't already follow me on social media. But there is, so when you're a brand new coach, like it's really a-okay to start building your business through your personal page, or you can build it through a like page. That's something that you can talk to your direct sponsor about. But I really think it's okay to do it either way. It depends on what you are most comfortable with. You know, I very first started sharing on my personal page because that's where we call them your warm market, like the people that know you and love you, people that you're already friends with. But it got to a point after a few months where I found myself editing the amount of times that I was posting, because I was worried, like, was I sharing too much about Beachbody? Did I already post about fitness this week? Like, oh, I'm probably going to start annoying people. And when I got to that point, I knew that it was time for me to create my like page, my business page, because I can post whatever the heck I want over here and people can choose to follow or not follow me. And through this page, I'm able to reach a broader range of people who I'm not just friends with on social media. So I'm showing you guys my pictures right now because you can kind of see there is a range in what I share. Like I share transformation photos, like family photos. Here's a photo of my shake. This is an example of, you know, some of the inspirational, you know, motivational things that I was talking about. You know, examples of taking a quote and putting it on your own photo. I try to share a transformation photo at least once a week, if not every other week, because just because people saw it one week doesn't mean, you know, that everybody saw it. So you need to constantly be sharing things. You know, I share food, I share about coaching, and so it just kind of gives you guys a little idea of stuff you can post. I post a lot of videos. People really like the little workout clip videos. I post a lot of little humor things that actually get, you know, sometimes more comments and like reshares than some of the other things, because people love humor. They love to be entertained. So yeah, these are just kind of some examples, but let me see. I'm going to stop the screen share now. But you can see on my page that I share a lot of things with my face. And there was a comment from someone at work, you know, within the last couple weeks, like, oh, it's not a day without like seeing Logan's selfie or something like that. And I said, you know what? That's right. That's right. I make it a point to put up my face on my page at least a couple times a day, because when people are scrolling social media, are they going to be more likely to stop when they see a photo of me or when they see a photo of, you know, just something random or like a stock thing off of Pinterest or something like that? And just to give you a little glimpse into the power of social media, in January, I was flying from Los Angeles to Phoenix, sitting next to a stranger. We started a little bit of small talk. I was wearing a sweatshirt that said coach on it. And so she started asking a little bit about it. We started talking and she was making really funny face, like a funny face. And I felt like I had something on my face or something like food. Come to find out, she recognized me from my social media. She's like, I don't know like how your stuff has shown up in my newsfeed, but I know who you are. And it was so surreal. Like she lives in Boston, we have absolutely no mutual friends in common, but somehow my stuff has shown up in her newsfeed. And so when we started talking about Beachbody, like we already had this level of trust because she knew me through social media. So again, that's kind of an extreme situation where a random stranger on a plane like knew who I was, but it's my goal because my brand is Logan. Like I don't post. Beachbody makes beautiful graphics and images, but I make it a point not to plaster my page with those kind of things because I want people to know me as Logan and not as that Beachbody girl. So now we are going to kick it over to Leslie, and she is going to talk to you guys about how to have a power hour.
Hey guys, thank you, Logan. As you guys can tell, Logan is super passionate about what we do. And so if you ever need a good dose of passion or purpose, just reach out to her and she will fire you up. So I'm going to talk to you guys about what a power hour is. And a power hour is what we call the hour of working the business. Now, it doesn't have to be an hour. It can be a half an hour. It can be 2 half an hours. It can be 4 15 minutes. It can be whatever you decide you want to devote to the business. Some of us are stay-at-home moms. Some of us are full-time working women and full-time moms. You know, and dads. There's a broad spectrum of coaches in the group, and you have to figure out what's going to work for you and how much time you want to put into the business. You know, there are top 10 coaches that started out, you know, just working the business on the weekends, just working the business at night after their kids went to bed, or in the morning before their kids got up. So, you know, we talk about mom pockets a lot, you know, when your kids go down for a nap or those little 20 minutes you have here or there. So you got to find what works for you. I highly suggest scheduling it in, because if you don't, as you know, if you're a busy person, if you don't schedule it in, it sometimes doesn't happen. So I'm going to show you guys in a minute some trackers that you can use to kind of structure what that time looks like. Some of us are very organized people and some of us are not. So we're going to give you 2 options. One is a very simple option and one is more detailed. So kind of like how in depth you want to go. But first, I want to talk to you guys about just 3 components of what a power hour kind of looks like. And first of all, like Logan was saying, the first and foremost, like you're going to focus on yourself. You know, you're going to do that PD, your workout, your shake, all of that. This piece of it that I'm talking about is working the business. And most of you in here are new coaches. So a lot of you are going to be working what we call your warm market, as Logan was talking about. So that's you know, those are the people like your friends and family, like people you already know. That's pretty easy to start conversations with. You know, people you know already are going to be excited for you and they're going to want to hear what you're doing. You know, I remember starting on this journey, and within like a month, one of my friends being like, oh my gosh, like what are you doing? Like, it's like someone turned a light on inside of you. And, you know, people just notice that something's changing about you, you know, before even the weight is dropping off, you know, like you just seem happier, you have more energy. And so that gives you an opportunity to start sharing about the products right away, like right out of the gate. And those are the people you're going to want to start talking to first, you know, the people that are closest to you, the people you love, the people that, you know, your best friends, your cousins, your family, like the people that you want to be healthy and happy just like you. And, you know, after you get through those suggested friends, you're going to always want to be adding friends. And that's part of our power hour, is that we're always adding friends to what we call our funnel. Okay. So you're always adding friends. And if my husband's always teasing me because everywhere I go, I'm like adding friends. Okay. So I am that person that at Starbucks, like I'm like talking to the person. I just literally spilled my tea all over the place. I'm not even joking. So at Starbucks, I am like talking to people on the airplane. I'm talking to people. Oh, are you on Facebook? And I'm like adding them on Facebook. And then like I am always adding people to my funnel. Okay. Whether they're friends of friends or acquaintances, if we groups are a great example. So are any of you guys in groups on Facebook, like moms groups? There's literally groups for everything. Like, do you like horses? Do you like dogs? Do you like chihuahuas? Like literally like everything you can possibly think of, there's a group for. So if you have like hobbies or interests, like join groups of things that you are interested in, and you will meet like people that are going to relate to you. Okay. So for me, I joined groups, people that were struggling with anxiety or people that were in co-parenting relationships. I even went as far as creating my own co-parenting group, which has over 500 people in it. So now I have an opportunity to add those 500 people to my funnel. I don't add them all at one time. I wait until I build a relationship with them. But do you kind of see where I'm going with that? Like it gives me an opportunity to build relationships with those people. So that's a great way to add new friends, to meet new people. And the more people you meet, the more opportunity we have to share this opportunity with, people and change more lives. So you have all these friends, you have all these people, and now how do you connect with them, right? Because like Logan said, we don't want to be salesy. We don't want to post, hey, join my challenge group for $199. Like that's not what we want to do. So we want to connect with people. That is the key word. We want to connect with people. So we do that by starting conversations. And we start conversations through social media. That is the best way to start a conversation with someone. And you start a conversation by finding a way to connect or add value to someone's life. So basically what we get to do, you guys, essentially, we get to love on people, okay? Like I get to go to people's page and, kind of Facebook stalk them a little bit. Okay, they just went to Disneyland. They're really into Camaros. They really like to go to the ocean. Like things like that. Oh, they love Dobermans. I love Dobermans. Okay, awesome. So I sent him a message. Oh my gosh, I saw you guys have a Doberman. That's my favorite dog in the whole wide world. And then all of a sudden we have this awesome conversation going, right? And before we know it, we're talking about life, how many kids you have, etc. And before you know it, you're talking about more in-depth things. Like Logan said, we get to be vulnerable with people. Do you know what happens when you're vulnerable? People are vulnerable with you. People respond to vulnerability with vulnerability. Like they trust you. I post on my page with intent. I try to think, what emotion is this going to evoke? Okay. So like Logan said, I don't show up and try to be perfect. I post the good, the bad, the ugly. So if I had a really crappy day and I'm really struggling with my anxiety, I will post, you know what? I really thought I had this whole depression anxiety thing under control, but today really sucked butt. Okay. And I guarantee you, I'm going to get a couple messages in my inbox of people saying, thank you so much for being real. My day sucked too. Or because it's not, and I want to clarify this, because when I get on there and I'm real, it's not my day sucked, period. It's my day sucked, comma. But tomorrow's a new day. I'm going to get up. I'm going to read my personal development. I'm going to work out, or I'm just so thankful that at least I got to tuck my kids in. I end it with hope. Do you guys get the difference? Like there's so much negativity and crap on Facebook that when we show up and we're real and raw, we have to give people hope. Okay? Does that make sense? So I think it's important to clarify that. Like it's important to be real, but nobody wants to read like just more negative crap. So once we get people talking, the whole point of getting people to talk is to discover everyone has needs. Everyone has needs. And we have products at the tips of our fingers that can help those needs, okay? Whether it is nutrition, physical exercise, community, financial freedom, whatever it is that their need is, one of those things might possibly solve their need. Does that make sense? We have so many solutions. And, you know, Haley says this all the time, and I don't know exactly like where you got it from, Haley, but she always says like that we are holding people's futures captive in our mouth. And if you guys watched my video, I talked about how, you know, Logan will tell you that I was on her heart for months and she didn't reach out to me because she was scared. And she even said to me, like, I wanted to reach out to you, but I was a little nervous. But then she did. But then she did put herself out there. She did, okay? And if she wouldn't have saved my life. And I say saved and not changed because I believe she saved my life. And that's literally the power that we have. We have the power to change or save someone else's life. And so if we go into a conversation and we're listening, okay? I mean, come on. How many people listen these days? Like actually listen. So if we go into a conversation and we're listening to understand and not to respond, okay? And we're actually listening to someone to understand them, to figure out what their need is. And we're listening in a way to how can I add value to this person's life today? Not how can I get them to sign up for my challenge group? Not how can I get them to hand me their money? Just how can I add value to their life today? I mean, that's what we're doing. We get to love on people for a job, literally. I mean, it is pretty flipping fantastic, if you ask me, because it's rewarding. And to get to do something that makes you feel amazing, I mean, isn't that what everybody wants to do, like as a job? And I want to encourage you guys. So when you go in, just connect to discover their need and listen to understand and not to just respond, okay? And then you get to the part where you want to invite. And that's the scary part, okay? But I'm going to tell you this. If you know the need, okay, I want you to write this down. If you know the need, the invite will not sound salesy, okay? So if you come and you post in the group, you guys, I don't know how to invite this person. We're going to say, what are we going to say? We're going to say, what's the need? What is the need? And if you don't know what the need is, then you need to go back to the conversation. Because we're not copy and pasting. We're not just, hey girl, what's up? Do you want to join my challenge group? We're not doing that. We are having real conversations with people and we're figuring out what they need. So if you know what the need is, it won't sound salesy. It will be genuine. It will come from the heart. And no one will be offended by your invites. You don't have to worry about offending anyone because you already built that connection. No one's going to be offended, you guys. No one's going to be like, oh my gosh, she was just trying to sell me something all along. It's not going to happen. So don't spam your friends. Don't copy and paste. Don't word vomit on them. They don't need all the info right away. They don't need all the price points. They don't need all the information. They don't need, like Logan was saying, all the ingredients. Just ask them if they're interested. my favorite phrase to use is, have you ever considered? Have you ever considered joining a challenge group with me? I mean, if you're posting 3 to 5 times a day, they know what you do. They know what you do. Maybe they don't really understand what you do, which is fine. You can explain it, but they know what you do. So have you ever considered joining a challenge group with me? Sometimes they say, yeah, actually I have. Sometimes they say, no, that's really not for me. Okay, guess what no is? No? Let me tell you a story about no. I said no 5 or 6 times before I said yes, which is kind of funny because statistically they say that it takes 7 follow-ups before someone says yes. So I guess I'm a statistic because I said no 5 or 6 times before I said yes. I was the girl that gave people crickets. Now, granted, none of those people bothered to build a relationship with me. Those people copied and pasted. Hey, have you ever considered about being a Beachbody coach? Crickets. No response. Didn't even write them back. Logan, she built a relationship with me. I said yes. That's the difference. That's the power. That's the power of a relationship. The power lies in the relationship, the connection, and the power lies in the follow-up. Okay? So there is power in follow-up because, like I said no 5 or 6 times before I said yes. So no is not no, period. No is no, not right now. Don't give up on someone just because they said no, not right now. It's just not the right time for them. And you know what? You don't want them to sign up right now anyways if it's not the right time. You don't, because they're not going to be all in. And you want this to work for them. You want them to be all in. You want them to believe that this is going to work for them. So if it's not the right time, that's okay. You're going to be here for them when it is. So stay with them, continue to build that relationship, continue to be in their life, continue to add value to their life, and be there for them when they're ready. Continue to follow up, continue to check back in, and be there for them when they're ready. There's so much power in building that relationship and following up, you guys. Okay, I want to show
Leslie.
What?
I just wanted to say something about when you were talking about like the invite and not wanting to sound salesy, and that's kind of the scary part. And just a tip for those of you, like when you do start reaching out to people, or when you start feeling comfortable enough to share, you know, your transformation, or people start asking you what you're doing. I went back to my conversation with Logan, the first one where we talked about challenge packs and goals and things like that. And that's kind of, I mean, I tweaked it in my own words, but that's what I did because that helped me. I mean, she didn't sound salesy. So I would urge you to go back to the conversation that you had with your coach when you signed up, or, you know, the conversation you had before you signed up, and see how that relationship built, and use that to your benefit. Use that, tweak it in your own words. But that's kind of what I did when I started, because it is scary, you know, talking about money and talking about all of that, but asking them about their goals, and then going back, Logan, going back and, you know, looking at what your coach said to you, because I know Logan didn't sound salesy at all. And so I would urge you to do that. And you can, you know, of course, ask questions in the coaching group, but I just wanted to mention that real quick.
Yeah, that was Renee, by the way, guys, for those of you that don't know.
Sorry, I'm driving.
No, that's awesome. That's my amazing sister-in-law. One other thing, just to kind of add to that, there are scripts like even available. So, and I used to think the word script sounded icky, like, ew, script, that sounds gross. But there are some benefits to scripts, and that sometimes we get so excited that we kind of like miss stuff, you know, like important things that we want to say. And so sometimes it can be helpful to kind of look over some scripts and kind of take out pieces that you like and then kind of use those when you are talking to people. Does that make sense? Or just to kind of give you an idea of how the conversation should flow, or how you could start a conversation with someone. And do we have those in the files of On Fire Empire, Logan? Or are they just in Team Courage?
I'm pretty sure I've shared a couple of them in the files.
Okay.
Have I, Haley? I think so. You're nodding. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've shared a couple of them in the team page in the files section.
Okay.
But we can also share like how to find the Google Drive for Team Courage that has like unlimited resources.
Okay. And like I said, like, if you guys are having these conversations and you know the need, and you get in these conversations and you have objections that, you know, people are like, well, I don't know about the cost and I don't know about this, and you don't know how to handle those, you can come to the page for help. You can screenshot those conversations and you can, you know, mark out their name or face or whatever, and you can ask the team for help. Like, hey, how would you handle this conversation? Like, we want to help you succeed. Whether you're in our downline or not, like, we are here to help you succeed. We don't care if you're in our downline. We want to change lives. That's all we care about. We don't care whose team you're on or what challenge group you're in. Like, that's what I love about Beachbody. It's not about, you know, bottom line and numbers and all that crap. Like, everyone is here to make sure that you're going to succeed, and we're all team players, and that's the real deal. So that's why I'm super excited to have so many of you on this call. Okay, I'm going to share my screen really quick, and then I'll shut up and show you a couple of the trackers. So the first one, can you guys all see this? I've never shared screen before. Are you good? Okay. Okay, this is called the Coach Empower Hour. Did you like that play on words? So this one is like the in-depth one, okay? So this is like, if you are like all serious, all in, and you like lots of information, or am I explaining that right, Logan? Because this is the one I like, but it's pretty like in-depth. Okay, like it is like 22 pages long. Don't be intimidated though, but but let me just show you like one of the days. So like this is Monday, so it has like, you know, like Logan was saying, like your stuff first, personal development, workout, Shakeology, and then it has a place for you to plan your posts and plan your meals and write your schedule out. And then this is the Empower Hour part. So it has a place up here for you to check in your challenge group. You know, you're going to add value. You're going to check into any of your free groups. So like if you're running a clean eating group or a Shakeology, which I didn't touch on too much because there's just a lot to cover in one call. And then team pages. So that's our page here. And then check in with your coaches or your customers and some other stuff down there. Okay, and then you're gonna write your friend requests. You're gonna write people that you invited. These are your hey girl messages. Hey girl, how's it going? And then people that you followed up with. Okay, so that's kind of the gist of that. This is in the files section of On Fire Empire, so you guys can download it and take a better look at this. I don't want to waste your time by like going through all of it. But, and then this is the more simple one. So maybe if you're just getting started, you could start with this one. It's called the Power of Threes, and it's actually not in the files section, but we can add it to it. It's on the main page of On Fire Empire, but we can move it over there. So it has a place for you to add 3 friends, connect with 3 people, invite 3 people to your group, follow up with 3 people, and then maybe present the business opportunity to 3 people a week. So this is like totally doable. I mean, this is like super easy, right? I mean, 3 connections, 3 invites, 3 follow-ups. I mean, that's super, super easy. So I'm going to stop sharing. The last thing I wanted to say, one of my coaches on this call, I'm going to call her out, is Kathleen. And I want to tell you guys something really quick, okay? It is really important that you never, ever, ever, this is something I just learned, prejudge someone, okay? I looked at Kathleen and I thought she was super mom. I thought, you know what? This girl has all her crap together. She is perfect. She is the ultimate Christian. She is the ultimate mom, wife. She's always got this perfect house, the perfect family pictures. Like, she's got it all together. Like, I have nothing to offer her. Nothing. So you know what? I didn't message her. And little did I know, like, how much Kathleen needed me. And luckily, she related to one of my posts about anxiety and reached out to me. But it really, like, punched me in the gut, you guys, because I prejudged her. And we never know, like, what struggle someone is going through. We never know who came into our life for a reason, you know? And we just have no idea. So don't prejudge anyone. You know, Facebook, we see the highlight reel of people's lives. We have no idea what's really going on. So I just like, this last couple of months, that has really just been hammered home to me over and over again in a couple situations. So I just want to encourage you guys to get out there, make real connections, be vulnerable, and just listen to understand and add value to people's lives. It really is an incredible job, and I'm so excited for you guys to be a part of it. So I'll pass it on to Haley.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing those. I think the most important thing with tracking, well, with this business, one is tracking in general. You guys, we track things that are important to us, right? We track what workouts we're doing. We track what we're eating. So we can look back and be like, why am I gaining weight? You can look back and see what you need to change. Same thing with the business. Why are things not moving forward? Well, let's look back. How many people have you talked to? How many people have you invited? It's just important to find something that works for you, to where you can keep track of who you're talking to and what kind of momentum you've made with your business through this. And so I love the trackers that Leslie shared. I personally have started using the Empower Hour one, and I use like 7 pages of it. So just because there's 22 pages doesn't mean you have to use it all, but find something that works for you. The most simplistic things that you can do every day is add 3 new people to your network every day, connect with 3 new people, your hey girl messages, not inviting, not talking about anything business, but like Leslie said, just starting a conversation with somebody. You know, we have all these friends on Facebook that we probably haven't talked to since high school or college. If you're like me and you're like, well, how in the world would I even go about inviting this person? Just start conversations. Oh my gosh, I saw you guys went to Disney World. We were thinking about taking the girls. How was it? Or, you know, something. Hey, I haven't talked to you in a long time, but you keep popping up in my newsfeed. How are you doing? Simple as that. And then invite 3 new people every day, whether it's to your challenge group, a free group, or the coaching opportunity. That's about as basic as it gets, if things seem to be overwhelming to you right now. But I really encourage you guys to track what you're doing from the very beginning, because it's really hard to try to start a new habit once you're in it. But I love all the heart and passion both Leslie and Logan shared. And I hope you guys, I know you guys probably felt it because I did. And that's just, I think what's really unique about our team and unique about Beachbody in general. Yeah, there's going to be some crappy coaches out there that post salesy things and give us a bad name. I mean, there is in every company, but I would like to think that we're better than that, and that we're in this, yes, to change our lives financially, to change our lives physically, but that we're in it to help others along the way. So we've gone almost an hour now, so I'm going to kind of go over these last things a little bit quickly. They're a little more technical things as far as getting started. A couple of things I wanted you to know about. Success Club. Does anybody know what Success Club is, or has seen it on the page, or has heard about it? Anyone? I know lots of you are brand new. But what Success Club is it's a measurement of how we are helping people, how we are moving our business forward by introducing these things to new people. So the way you earn Success Club points, it actually just got a lot easier to remember because they're all the same now. You get 2 Success Club points for setting up either a new customer or a new coach with a challenge pack. You get 2 Success Club points for setting up a new customer or a new coach with Shakeology on Home Direct. And you also can get 2 Success Club points from any of the Performance Line stacks that you set up a new customer with. I do think there is still a limit of 3 Success Club points per customer, maybe. Sometimes they catch it, sometimes they don't. But those are the ways you can earn Success Club points as you start growing this business. The goal is to hit Success Club 5 every month. And what that means is you are helping 3 new people each month get involved in our challenge groups, adding them to the team, getting them involved in this community. And it's not some like arbitrary number that Beachbody just kind of picked out of the air. They really, a couple years back, went back and looked at some of the very successful coaches, and they looked at all the numbers trying to figure out, okay, what is it they're doing? And it all boiled down to they're helping at least 3 people each month. And so that's kind of a very cool thing that they did for us, is kind of give us a benchmark to kind of gauge how our business is moving forward. So a huge goal as a coach is to try to help 3 new people each month. A couple of things that you can, some perks of hitting Success Club is you can actually earn a free ticket to Summit. And Summit is our annual big coaching convention. This year it's in New Orleans in July. And as a new coach, you can earn your free ticket if you hit Success Club in your first full month of being a coach and the 2 consecutive months after that. So what is this month? March. So if you just signed up, you can either hit it in March, April, and May, or April, May, and June. They just have to be your first 3 consecutive months. And I'm not sure where the deadline is. I meant to look at the FAQ before I got on, but of whether it's going to be this summer's summit that you earn the ticket to or the following. But it's an incredible opportunity to get surrounded not only by our team, but by the entire rest of the however many coaches, and just realize that you're not in it alone. You get incredible training. You get to hear from our amazing corporate leaders, our awesome CEO, and just really get, it's a lot of information, but it's an amazing place to get to. So if you are a brand new coach, you can still go this summer. And I really encourage you guys to look into that and to try to get there. I unfortunately cannot go. I will be 35 weeks pregnant and my doctor said no. So, and I am really sad. I fought pretty hard for it. And my husband was like, no. But I know a lot of our team's going to be there. A lot of Fit and Fierce is going to be there. Team Courage, which are our upline teams, and I'll talk more about them later. But we always have some team dinners or parties, and it's a fun time. But you can earn your free ticket by hitting Success Club your first 3 consecutive months of coaching. Another perk of earning Success Club as a new coach is once you are an Emerald coach, you get free leads from Beachbody. So these are customers that go to the Beachbody website and order something, anything, and they get assigned a coach. And if you are an Emerald coach or above, you get these free customers. And, we reach out to them, hopefully get them plugged in to your network, through social media, talk to them about their goals and really help them on their journey, maybe eventually get them in the challenge groups and on our team. So now you may be thinking, oh my gosh, well, what's an Emerald coach? So that is another one of kind of your first goals as a building coach, is hitting your first rank as Emerald. And what that is you have 2 personally sponsored coaches beneath you. So it's, we recommend, if you are in this to build this business, we recommend your husband, your spouse being one of the very first coaches that you sign up. And if you're ready to do that, reach out to your sponsor and they will help you, tell you where he needs to go, where she needs to go. I'm not going to get into all that tonight. That could be a totally different call. But you want them to be at the top of your team to make the most out of the compensation plan. But going Emerald is really like saying you're open for business. You're growing a team underneath you. You're ready to get going and getting other people involved. And honestly, it's a decision. It's a decision of saying, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to see what this business is all about. For me, I signed my husband up the very next day after I signed up. And then my best friend, I signed her up the next day too. So literally it was, I signed up and I went Emerald the next day. Well, technically not till the next week because everything happens on Thursdays, but it's honestly a decision for you to make. If this is something that you want to build, something that you want to really pursue, Emerald should be a non-negotiable for you very soon in this part of your journey. And I think I'm going to leave this for another call, but there's so many things that happen when you're Emerald. But that's a big goal. So now just some other little things as far as asking questions and getting answers. We're not going to have time for questions and answers tonight, but you have the team page. You have On Fire Empire. You can always, always, always go there and post any questions you have. If you have that question, more than likely somebody else has the same question or has had the question but has been too afraid to ask. No question is too silly to ask. I promise you, 2 years into this business and I still feel like I have silly questions sometimes, but I ask them anyway because I need to know. So go to the team page, ask your question. There's also a search bar. If you didn't know that, in groups on Facebook, there's a search bar where you can search for keywords. So if you're talking to somebody that has PCOS or talking to somebody that has hypothyroidism, something like that, you can always type that word into the search bar, and all the conversations that we've had in the past about that specific thing you're searching for will come up. If you don't see it, then ask your question. We also have 2 upline team pages, which you may or may not be a part of yet. A lot of times we don't like adding people to like 5 pages all at once. It can be really overwhelming. But we have Fit and Fierce team page, which Megan, who is my sponsor, and her success partner, Carrie, run the page together. And then they're like up. Our like grandma upline is Team Courage, and Summer Tucker is who, you know, founded that page. And there's some incredible information through both of those pages, lots of stories you can find through other coaches, other customers that they've had. And if that's something you're ready to be added to those pages and you haven't been, then be sure to let your sponsor know and we will get you added into those pages. So you have a question, you either search for it in the group page, ask it in the team page. If you still can't find it, then by all means, you know, message your sponsor or text them, or whatever you've decided is the easiest way to get a hold of them. But sometimes the quickest way to an answer is definitely through the team page. Logan and I were also talking about how much we used Google and YouTube and found a lot of information on our own. And I think that definitely, absolutely, I still do today. I'm pretty sure I did today. You know, and just digging around, there's so many YouTube videos from so many successful coaches that I find myself 3 hours later still watching videos, which is great as long as you go do action after them, right? But, and also in the online office. If you guys have not been in your online office, you go to teambeachbody.com and sign in. Click the coach tab and go to Coach Online Office. That is your hub. And we'll talk about that at another time. Maybe one of us will go live or something. But if you just go there and get used to seeing what it is in there, that's where your Success Club points will show up. That's where you'll start seeing volume and different things like that. But there's also a ton of trainings that are accessible to everybody. It will talk about upcoming events, which I talked about Summit already. You guys, events are crucial. Like I said, just getting surrounded by other people who are on the same mission as you guys. We have Super Saturday coming up in 2 weekends on April 8th and 9th. Some are on Sundays, some are on Saturdays. If you guys go to the website and look at Super Saturday, you can see where the closest one is to you. A lot of us are actually going to be meeting up in Dallas for that one. So if you just signed up and you're local to, you know, driving distance to Dallas, or want to hop on a plane and come join us, you're more than welcome to do so. But we have those quarterly, and they're just, you know, we get information about things coming up. We get to hear amazing success stories, transformation stories. And like I said, just a time to kind of get re-energized to get you going through the next couple of weeks. So I think that's probably going to be it for our call tonight. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. I remember as a new coach being so excited and so ready to soak everything in, but I also felt really overwhelmed at times because there is a lot. And my best piece of advice that I can give you guys is absolutely dig in and go, you know, look at trainings and watch videos, but do the things. Just start sharing. Start taking care of yourself and sharing on social media that you're doing that. Just like Logan and Leslie talked about, you know, just sharing your life, sharing how this is impacting your life. And then the trainings and all that kind of stuff will kind of come into play. But just start, just do it. Start inviting people to do challenge groups with you. That was my first thing. I was like, well, I probably need to wait like a month or so till I have like a transformation to start sharing. And then something clicked in me and I thought, you know what? I need people to do this with me. So before I ever had any type of transformation, I think I'd been a coach a couple days, a week maybe, I started posting on Facebook, hey, I'm in this I'm doing this challenge group next month. I've decided to take control of my health and fitness, and I want you to do it with me. Anybody on board? And I had friends that wanted to do it with me. So there's no reason to wait for a transformation, because you right now are relatable. You are relatable because you are deciding to do something better for yourself, and taking that leap when someone else is taking the leap at the same time isn't quite as scary. So I just encourage you guys to start now, start sharing, start inviting, start being excited about what you're doing, and don't let that wear off. Don't let the excitement wear off, because that's what people feed off of, and that's what people want to keep coming back to your page to see if you've posted anything else, and wondering about these challenge groups that you're a part of, and wondering about this team of people that you get to hang out with, once a week, and then whatever, I lost my train of thought. But anyway, I'm just so excited for you guys, and thank you guys for being on. It was an awesome call, and I hope people that weren't on will watch the recording. And be sure you are sharing. Be sure you're a product of the product. Be doing the workouts. Be eating what you're supposed to be eating. I mean, we do what, 80-20. I'm more like 60-40 right now. I blame it on the baby, but it's totally me. Be doing personal development. This was the one thing that I kind of put off, and I thought I didn't need it. I'm a happy person. I don't need that kind of stuff. I don't need self-help. I'm way above that. You guys, it's a game changer. Just having those 5-10 minutes of mental exercise is huge. And it's been huge for me. It's been huge for my family. And I really encourage you guys to make sure you are doing that. And just be involved in our team page. Keep sharing what you're doing. If you have questions, ask in there. And I think that's about it. Is there anything else, Logan or Leslie, that we didn't hit on in the hour and a half we've been on? No, we're good. I see you sneaking pictures. Are you not going to tell people to smile first?
I took a picture. I'll take another.
I saw that.
Okay, guys. Smile. 1, 2, 3. Cheese. You can tell I take pictures of 2-year-olds all day.
Awesome. So Logan will share that in the team page, and you guys can all use that little picture to post something like Logan said. That's an awesome way to share the team part of this, the business part of this. So, all right, guys. I know. So cool. Thank you guys for taking time out of your evening to be with us and to, take time for this business and for the people you are helping and you're going to help. It's huge. And, all right. And I'm going to be done. I'm done just rambling now. So thanks, Logan. Thank you, Leslie. It was an awesome call. And I hope if you guys have questions, you will, I know I saw some in the chat as I was talking, but I hope you'll post them in the team page, and we'll be more than happy. So many people will be more than happy to answer those for you. So we will see you on the team page and in challenge groups and on your social media, posting 3 to 5 times a day, right? All right, guys. Thanks. See y'all later.